You have advanced as a public speaker during the semester? I believe that I've advanced quite a bit as a public speaker. At the beginning of the semester, I was pretty nervous about starting the class, but as the semester went on, I got a lot I got a lot more confident with giving my speeches and just being in front of the camera got a lot more natural, I guess. Um, what is the most important concept or theory that you've learned from our textbook? Did it apply to your everyday life? I believe one of the most important concepts that we have learned about is establishing credibility. In chapter 13, page 123, it talks about credibility. I think derived credibility is pretty important because you may not seem credible to your audience when you first start your speech, but as you keep going, you should be able to prove to your audience that you are credible through your speech. Recommend to me, your instructor, what you would start, stop, and continue if you were teaching this course next year. I actually really enjoy how you took the time to write personal feedback on most of our assignments, and especially for our outlines and speeches. I believe the constructive criticism was or helped a lot with the learning process. I know it definitely helped me a lot, and I really can't think of any assignment that we did that was completely unnecessary. I think most of them helped build or help structure us to be better speakers. How did you choose your topic? It's pretty easy to pick a topic for the speech. My top choice was to do Paul Walker, who's deceased, but I was assigned Leonardo DiCaprio, who is also one of my favorite actors, so it was pretty easy and enjoyable to do. Um, how did you research your topic? There's actually a lot of information about him on his personal website and also on just like biography.com and also different movie sites. Uh, both biography.com and his personal website are very credible sources and they provided great information about him to use. So I really didn't have any trouble finding too much research. Um, how did you practice your delivery? I practiced my delivery once before I did my speech in my room, and I felt pretty confident with it at the time. But I definitely should have done it a couple more times before I gave my speech. I thought I did a decent job of presenting, but I had a couple rough patches that probably could have been avoided with a little bit more practice, like I did on my other speeches, but it's a busy time of the year, so I was a little pressed for time. Did you establish your credibility as a speaker and the credibility of your sources? Yeah, I believe that I stated where I was getting all my information from, and I gave credible information to help back up my main points, which is really important. Otherwise, you're kind of just throwing random facts and you don't really know what you're talking about. You don't sound very credible. Did your How did your audience respond to your speech? My audience seemed pretty interested and satisfied with the speech. They were all very familiar with DiCaprio's work, and they're all pretty big fans of him, and especially some of the movies he's in. What did you do in your speech that worked, and what didn't work? On this speech, I didn't have much time, or I didn't make enough time to prepare myself for it, so I kind of just tried to memorize most of my speech, which I know isn't the best or recommended way to present a speech, but yeah, in my other speeches, I went for the impromptu speaking, does work much better. I wanted to give like I wanted to give Leonardo DiCaprio justice, so I thought I could memorize some of the information, which caused me to mess up in a couple spots, but overall, I thought I did a decent job. What areas can you target for improvement? My delivery is an area that can be improved. Sometimes I get caught up in what I'm supposed to say next that I just forget to move around and be more natural with my speech, which helps establish credibility. And finally, after this semester, what feels like second nature in terms of organization and delivery? I'd say that the main points and transitions seem like second nature to me. I think the transitions are very important because they help the speech flow, and obviously the main points are really important in your speech too, because that's what your whole speech is about. Thank you.